That report needs to be made public ASAP.
They're going to impeach the president for being Donald Trump.
Transparency is key here.
The president has been proved right.
It's so crucial that the entire report and the evidence underlying it be released to the public. The special prosecutor is limited in scope. His job was limited in scope and limited to crimes. What Congress has to do is look at a broader picture. Once you say that a president cannot be indictable no matter what the evidence as a matter of law, to then follow the principle that you can't then comment on the evidence or publicize it is to convert that into a cover-up. If we have to, yes, we will certainly issue subpoenas to get that information.
And you're going to be willing to take that all the way up to the Supreme Court if you have to?
Absolutely. And by the way, we're already hearing that the president may want to claim executive privilege on some of this. As we know from the Nixon tapes case, which the Supreme Court decided 9-0, executive privilege cannot be used to shield wrongdoing, and certainly they should not get an advanced look at the report. The report should go public in its entirety and see where the chips fall.
This report has come out so far in advance of the election that the contents can be made public, that the public can have that access to information without violating any policy about disclosure prior to an election, and that's very important. The rule against providing information as to people not indicted gives way when there is a paramount interest in transparency, and they cannot maintain now that we only do that for Republican Congresses vis-a-vis Democratic candidates. We won't share information. We won't be transparent about the Trump investigation. That will never fly with Congress, and it will never fly in the court if we have to go to court to insist on that evidence.
The American people deserve to know whether Donald Trump is either A, a legitimate president, B, a Russian asset, C, the functional equivalent of an organized crime boss, or D, just a useful idiot who happens to have been victimized by the greatest collection of coincidences in the history of the Republic.
Congressman, it sounds like you've come to your own conclusions.
That's a question. I haven't drawn a conclusion.
If he's going to release all the information, then I want all of it released. They don't think this Mueller report's going to be the bombshell they all anticipated it was going to be. So now they're launching all kinds of other charges, all kinds of other investigations.
What I do know is that to date, not one bit of evidence to show any type of coordination, collusion, conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia to influence the election.
This has consumed 2 years of the American people's time, and we need to have full transparency. We need to know the special counsel's conclusion.
I think the problem is the Democrats and my chairman have a problem. They thought this report was going to show something they could impeach the president on. That is not seemingly going to happen. Let's be honest with the facts and say probably what the facts showed was that there was no collusion. Let's go to the logical choice that nothing happened.
It's way too early to talk about impeachment or not.
Do not think you can bury this report. Do not think you can bury the evidence in secret by briefing 8 people in Congress and say we've discharged our responsibility. That's not going to cut it.